Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Becky. I make content in all corners of the internet about travel, cruises, fashion, being plus size, lifestyle, anything I feel like talking about at the time, but today it is travel. Specifically, I want to talk about my travel plans for 2021, and it seems really odd to be saying this because I'm filming this in June 2021. A video about travel plans feels like something that belongs in like January or February, but so far I still feel like I'm in January. Yes, it's sunnier outside, but it's practically January because I haven't done anything yet. In case you don't know, the UK spent the first 4 months of 2021 in lockdown. We weren't allowed to go out for anything other than groceries or medication. We weren't allowed to see anybody, we weren't allowed to be inside or outside with anybody other than people that we lived with. So basically I just stayed inside, did lots of baking, and I treated myself to a Nintendo Switch. So my productivity went down for the first quarter of this year. So mid-April 2021, the UK came out of lockdown. I haven't done anything yet, still. To be honest, I've been waiting. I've had my first vaccination. As I'm filming this, I am due my second dose next week, and Jack, my boyfriend in my welcome back video that I mentioned, is due his first vaccination next week. My parents and my nan have been fully vaccinated at this point. So to be honest, I've just been waiting until I feel like it's safe to travel, which hasn't happened yet. As of mid-May, international travel became legal again. The only issue with that is that it came with a list of green, yellow and red countries. The list of green, amber and red countries is updated every few weeks, I think, every month, something like that. And that makes it incredibly difficult to be able to plan to go away. And for me it's been really hard because obviously I'm a travel blogger. Travel is literally what I do for a job, and I've been trying so hard to keep up with the regulations, and I've been trying so hard to keep on top of the news, keep up with the changing regulations. So if I have no idea what's going on, I feel like it's fair to assume most people don't. The issue is that the green list represents countries that the UK government feel that it is safe enough to travel to and allow non-essential travel, i.e., you know, holidays. There was a bit of an odd thing where when the green list was announced and international travel was reintroduced, everyone started booking holidays for Portugal, and it wasn't until I think a week later that Portugal decided that they were actually going to let people visit for holidays. A lot of countries that the government have announced that UK residents are allowed to travel to have extra restrictions in place, either in general or specifically for UK travellers. So it's become an issue for me of just spending so many hours researching, like, right, these countries are on the green list. If I look at the COVID rates now, is it likely that if I book somewhere, they're still going to be on the green list by the time I go? And when I get there, am I going to be subject to quarantines, like extra testing? What am I going to have to do to be allowed into that country? So for me, at least at the moment, I'm not entirely convinced on going abroad. For now at least, I just feel better staying in the UK, as much as it kills me to say that, until things are a little more certain. So on to the next form of travel, cruises. It's quite likely that you found this channel through a cruise ship video. I love cruising. It is pretty much my reason for existing, and I haven't been on a cruise ship since November 2019. Obviously this year we're still not really able to go abroad. Cruise ships aren't really being welcomed in many countries, but we have seen UK cruises being announced by pretty much every major cruise line. I know P&O, MSC, I think Princess have announced some, even Disney Cruise Line. I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Virgin Voyages said they were going to do a UK season, and that's literally just like a cruise to nowhere, or maybe like a staycation. I've seen mixtures of both. So some are cruises to nowhere where you embark, it sails around UK waters, it does not have any ports of call, you literally have like 3-4 sea days, however long you're on the ship for, and then you go back to where you started. The other version that I've seen a few cruise lines announce, but they are very much few and far between, is a UK staycation cruise. So you embark in your usual port, but it might stop at 1 or 2 places in the UK throughout the duration of your cruise. I imagine it's going to be the same as international cruises, where you have to stay in your bubble, because the whole point is that you have to produce a negative COVID test to be able to get on board the cruise ship, and some cruise lines even require you to be fully vaccinated before you're allowed to sail with them. So, have I booked a UK cruise? No, not yet. Would I? Maybe. If I'm honest, there are a couple of UK cruises that have taken my fancy. Even though there are some cruise lines that allow you to cruise without being fully vaccinated, I personally would choose to wait until me and my family are fully vaccinated to protect myself and them. Have I been tempted though? Yes, quite a lot. There's one on MSC which I think would be really interesting, and also one on P&O Britannia which I really fancy. Particularly because Britannia was the ship I was meant to be sailing on like just after lockdown was announced. So it would be lovely to kind of end lockdown as I started and actually get to finally see on board Britannia. One of the things I found most interesting, I don't know if it's because they're trying to entice people that aren't necessarily sure about cruising at the moment, or just because it's taking less fuel and they're not really going anywhere, but these UK staycation cruises seem to be a lot cheaper than normal cruises. And I can't lie, I know it's not all about price, but that does really tempt me, because when you're spending, you know, £1,000 on a holiday, I would rather just book a cruise with P&O, know that I'm going to have an incredible time, go and love it. If all of these cruise lines were the same price per night, I would still be of the opinion where I would rather go on a cruise line that I have complete faith in and know that I'm going to have a really good holiday. Where these cruises to nowhere are so much more affordable, it makes me actually want to use this as an opportunity to try out a few new cruise lines. It means that I can bring you more content and I can just have extra experiences. I'm particularly fancying MSC at the moment because the new ship, Virtuosa, looks incredible. And so that's definitely something I'm considering. I know that some people have really expressed concerns about how safe cruising is. In my opinion, I would rather cruise than go abroad somewhere. At the start of the pandemic, cruise ships were very much scapegoated, in my opinion. They were kind of blamed for the pandemic and seen as like plague ships and spreading diseases, when in reality cruise lines have had to deal with outbreaks of norovirus for years, which I know is no way near the same thing, like a dodgy tummy versus a potentially life-threatening illness. But cruise lines have a very good track record and a very high level of experience in containing infectious diseases and viruses on board in an enclosed space. They've used their time in shutdown to increase this even further. I've seen mentions of hospital grade filters being fitted into the air conditioning unit. Some cruise lines are choosing to only sell balcony cabins and have reduced the prices accordingly so that you can get your own fresh air and you have your own outside space should you end up in quarantine. I know that standard practices for norovirus have also been put in place, like not serving yourself at buffets, but they've also maintained social distancing to a higher level than most people do just walking around the street in the UK. So they've closed off tables, they've closed off seats in the theatre. You have to wear a mask if you're walking around the ship, which I know to some people would put them off. To me, just get me on a cruise ship, honestly. I genuinely have the utmost faith in cruise lines because, quite frankly, they have something to prove. I will definitely book a UK cruise this summer as long as the COVID numbers in the UK don't get worse, cruises are still allowed to continue, and assuming that I get my second vaccine and Jack gets fully vaccinated, so I'm not going to put anyone at risk. My final category is UK travel. I've left this one till last because I feel like it's the least contentious, possibly. I did have a trip booked for my birthday. Unfortunately that got cancelled, not because of COVID or anything, the weather was just horrific and we had to help a friend move house, so I didn't get to go. As I sit here, I'm actually looking to book a hotel to go away somewhere this weekend. I also have somewhere booked for August. We're going to go down to Southampton with my family and hopefully watch Iona sail out on her maiden voyage, which I think will be really exciting. So I've already started to book UK trips. I've even started to book a couple of UK press trips. Obviously I don't want to tell you about those yet, just in case anything happens, like things are so uncertain at the moment. But if I do go on any trips this year, it's pretty likely that they're all going to be UK based. So for some odd reason, my camera just turned off and won't turn back on again. So I'm just going to finish talking to you on my phone quickly. At the moment, if I go on holiday, it's probably going to be in the UK. I have a couple of press trips booked, but I'm not going to talk about those yet because I don't know how likely it is that it's going to go ahead, to be honest. I would love to go on a cruise this year. I think that a UK cruise is actually viable this year and something I would be interested in once me and my family are fully vaccinated. In terms of international travel, honestly, I've kind of given up hope for international travel until next year, so 2022. I would like to think that I'm going to be able to travel abroad, but honestly, I just don't know. Like, it's one of those things I'm just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, so that's my plans for 2021 travel. Not very exciting, I know, but who can actually plan something at the moment? So if you've enjoyed this video, let me know. Let me know what your plans are. Have you got anything booked? Are you planning to book anything? Are you planning to go abroad? Because I would love to hear from you about that and love to ask you some questions actually, because I'm really curious. I would love to get on a plane and go somewhere right now. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, then please give me a like, leave me a comment if you'd like to say hi. Check me out on my blog, it'll be down here, and on my Instagram because I upload loads on there. Thank you for watching, thank you for spending time with me, and I will speak to you soon. Bye!